Hello, this is Dennis Wing from Guitar Lessons Ithaca with a tip for those people who just want to play and sing their favorite songs. All right, if all you want to do is play your favorite songs and you know a few chords, I have a few very useful shortcuts to show you. All right, they all have to do with the capo. The capo makes songs that are hard, they have hard chords. You can play them with easy chords if you put the capo in the right place, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, a little disclaimer here. This is a very imperfect way of playing along with songs. When you look up the chords online, which we're going to do in a second, there's no indication of the bar lines, which unless you completely memorized how the song goes and you have a great ear, can be very tricky to play without that. It can be there's no clear indication on the strumming patterns or the rhythm of the chords, and so all that's very imperfect. So why would the head teacher of a music school, be touting how to play things imperfectly? Because if it gets you playing your favorite songs a lot more, if these tips I'm about to show you get you to play your favorite songs a lot more often, then hopefully you'll want to learn more about how do I do this strumming pattern, how can I play this fancy chord that's in the chart but I can't play it, so I'm playing something simpler, and all those questions come up, and it just gets you playing more and more inspired. So that's what this is. It's an imperfect way to get you playing lots more songs and just play and have fun. So the first thing you need is a capo. All right? We don't know what fret to put the capo on. I'm going to show you that. Depends on the song. The first step we're going to do is we're going to go online and choose a song and look up the chords. All right? So I went to ultimateguitar.com. You don't have to go to this particular site. There's lots of sites that have guitar chords and lyrics, but this is one of the more popular ones. Now, I don't know what song to choose, so I'm just going to scroll down here. I see it said top tabs for today. So Ed Sheeran Perfect is the #1 choice here. So we're going to click on that. And we see immediately that the chords are not hard. Now, most of you would know, like, assuming that you know basic chords, G, E minor, C, and D. D over F sharp, you just play D there. You do not need extraneous stuff when you play your favorite songs. Again, we're not looking for perfection here. G/B, you just play G. And D sus, you just play D. By the way, it's not very often that helpful to look at the diagrams and study these diagrams. First of all, a lot of times there's easier ways than what the person presented the diagram itself. And secondly, we don't want you slaving over, trying to learn a new chord for this one song that you can never quite get. Let's just put it this way. If it says M after the chord name, like E minor, you play a minor. If it says anything else, you just ignore it and play a major chord. Even like D7, if it said D7 and you didn't know D7, you just play D. It's going to sound fine. No one's going to come, the imperfect guitar police are not going to come knocking on your door. So this is a pretty easy song, except I want you to notice it says capo fret 1 right here. So the actual key is A flat. Now let me just explain. The capo takes everything up in pitch. Like the note A flat is up 1/2 step from G. So if you were to play a G chord with the capo at fret 1, that to our ear is an A flat. The word is concert. It's called A flat concert. It's what our ear hears. All right. So this song is actually in A flat, but you can play it in G by putting the capo on fret 1, and it's a lot easier. Now, I'm not going to play the original song, for copyright reasons, but you could, definitely play along with this. Okay, so I'm not going to get into like strumming patterns and things like that, but it's pretty simple to just follow along, especially if you know the words and you're singing along, then you just change the chord on the right word. Okay, now there also is a transpose feature down here, which I'm going to talk about, which is going to be very handy for when songs are in keys where the chords are not easy. So stay tuned for that. So we click on the second one, Can't Help Falling in Love. And when I look at that, I see that all these chords are fairly easy, assuming you know B7. And then I see other chords here, like you would need bar chords here. But it also says up here that it's capo 2nd fret and that the original song is in the key of D. So it looks to me like this second line is actually for the key of D, and this first line is for the key of C, which is where we're going to play it. In other words, if we played it in the key of D, we'd have to use bar chords. But if we put the capo at the second fret and played it in the key of C, we do not have to use bar chords. And so we put our capo at the second fret, and we can easily play along. So I'm not going to sing the melody or play the melody. So that's a fairly simple thing. Let's go to a different example. I want to show you one where we need to use the transpose button. Let's go to We Don't Talk About Bruno. Alright, now here's one. Here's one where we would need a bar chord. Even though it says capo first fret, this F sharp chord still would require a bar chord. This G minor still requires a bar chord. So here's an example of how I'm going to show you if we can find a key that would be good to play this in. Now I'm going to hit the minus part of this. See this button down here? The minus part, because you can only take a capo up. So in order to compensate for the chords going up, you're going to hit the minus button. You'll see what I mean in a second. For however many times we hit the minus button is how many frets up we put the capo, in addition to whatever it says up here. So there's a little math required, but bear with me. So we're going to hit the down button until we can find a key where you don't need bar chords. Let's just see if it's possible. It might not be possible. That key is no good. That key is no good because of the F minor, but it was almost good because all the rest of the chords are easy. Let's keep going. It may take you a while, and you may not be able to find one. You may not be able to find a key that works. But if you look hard enough, oftentimes there is. It looks like the easiest key is the key of C, which was -2. So that does require our learning an F minor. But if you don't know a bar chord, well, first of all, if you have a teacher, the teacher can show you a much easier way of playing an F minor chord, which I just crudely drew here. You could play if you put your first finger across the top 3 strings on the first fret. On the first fret above the capo, you play the top 3 strings with finger 1. And then if you are up for it, you could add finger 3 on the 4th string like this. It's a lot easier than trying to learning how to do bar chords. So this is what's going to happen. Above here, it says capo first fret. And we did -2 on the transpose wheel. So that's a total of 3. The 1 fret that it told us to do, plus the 2 frets we have to compensate for our having gone down and pitched 2 half steps down here. So what I mean is, now you're at capo fret 3. So now you can play this like... And that's a lot easier. And you know what? I only found the F minor 1 time in the entire song. This at the end of verse 3. So wouldn't it have been a tragedy if you loved this song to not play it just because you were intimidated by the chords? So not only did we find an easy key, but we found that there was a shortcut for one of these chords, and it only comes 1 time in the whole song. You know? So it's like this would be a no-brainer to play as long as you have the right tools. So look how many songs you can play just at the touch of a button. So the moral of the story is, go online, look for your favorite songs, get keys that are easy for you to play, and you may have to use the minus transpose button, and for every number of minuses you click, that's how many frets up the capo goes, in addition to however many it says at the top. So we hope that this helps you play lots of songs. You don't have to study each one very intensely. If you do it this way, you don't have to buy the sheet music. You don't have to learn the melody. Again, if you're just singing and playing, you should be able to play hundreds of songs at your disposal. But of course, if you want to learn, more chord voicings, proper strumming, really make it sound like the song. And of course, way more techniques than that, like chord embellishments and, playing melody, maybe reading the melodies. playing the tablature accurately or soloing on the tune. All those things you need teachers for. You need a good teacher for. So again, Guitar Lessons Ithaca, we have free trials. If you go to guitarlessonsithaca.com, you click the button that says "Tell us more about you." Then you can tell us your background, and we'll see if a free trial is in your best interest, and then you can come and check it out. All right, have fun. See ya.